Hello and welcome everybody. We are going to start today's new opening line, new gambit, which we call the Urusev gambit. But before, I would like just to give you a short introduction. When after e4 and e5, you would like to avoid all kind of a Petrov defense, which could happen after knight f3, when your opponent answered knight f6 and you don't know exactly how to react on that opening, you may start with the move bishop c4 instead of knight f3. The bishop c4 move directly exposes the most weakest spot in black's position, the f7 pawn. At the same time, now black cannot react immediately with the d7, d5, so white is also controlling the d5 square. The main point of that, when black is answering knight f6, white has a very sharp continuation here, d2 and d4. So we can call this line different way, and also after d4, black could find the many ways how to maybe to transpose into the well-known position which we started or we are going to start. Indeed, the most interesting and most important outcome on that line, what would happen in case black simply captures the pawn on d4. Before this main move e takes d4, I would like just to give you some explanation that black probably cannot capture knight takes d4, since after d takes e5 there are a lot of problems about that knight. So white is already intending the very classical queen d5 double threat over the f7 and e4 knight. Let's say after knight c6, black is losing almost immediately after queen d5. At the same time, white could start with another typical classical combination, which also we started in our lectures. After bishop takes f7, king takes f7, and queen d5, king e8, queen takes e4, white is just gaining the extra pawn, and black's king lost the castling right, so white is obtaining great advantage. So be very careful. Knight takes e4 after g takes e5 could lead to a very dangerous position for black. Probably here one of the best reaction is just to play knight c5, trying to cover the e6 square in case of queen d5. Indeed, white is obtaining quite serious positional pressure. Let's say we can continue immediately bishop f4, knight c6, knight f3, and for black it's very difficult to complete the development. White is having just huge advantage in the center, and as we can see, white is almost controlling everything in the center. So in case black is trying to get rid of white's pressure after d6, always this would lead to the situation when black's pawn on d6 become isolated, and white is also in all these lines keeping quite serious advantage. So that's why knight takes e4 move cannot be recommended. Also, it's quite dangerous for black to play move like d6. After d takes e5, d takes e5, once again we are coming with the classical combination. So white is not captured on d8 immediately after queen takes d8 and king takes d8, bishop takes f7, black is having knight takes e4 move. So black is not going to lose in any material, but remember that queen on d8 has been protected by only king. So we just, with a simple distraction, bishop takes f7, king takes f7, and queen takes d8, white is obtaining quite nice position. Bishop b4 check, it's only chance for black to win back the material after queen d2, only move, bishop takes d2 and knight takes d2, quite similar to combination which we also study the Danish Gambit series and Evans Gambit series, white is gaining not just extra pawn but also quite serious positional advantage, because e5 pawn is weak in many situations, and of course white is clearly better. So move like in this position, like knight c6 also